Welcome back, my little artists. Today we're going to learn about an artist named Tyree Guyton, and he's an American artist. He's still living. He's in Detroit, Michigan, and he created artwork from trash, basically. He was in a community that was crumbling, and he decided that he would find objects and paint them, redo them, and he basically brought back a crumbling community to an outdoor, colorful, crazy museum. One of his series that he did is called The Faces of God, and his expressions or his artwork, they're very simplistic. Most of them are smiling because he's very happy, and I love them. I just think they're so cool, and I love the brushwork and the brush strokes. It's very simplistic, it's very folk-like, and I think you're gonna love, love, love doing it as well. So let's get started. All right, boys and girls, we are going to create our Tyree Guyton portrait, and he is an American artist from Detroit, Michigan. He was born in 1955. He was in the Army, he was a firefighter and an auto worker. He ended up studying art in college and became influenced by the underprivileged and forgotten neighborhoods of Detroit. And he turned his childhood street into a colorful work of art during a very difficult time for the people living there. He saw beauty, or sees beauty, in everything around him. And he believes his art helps others see and to think about the beauty even when it's most difficult to find. He's still living today, and I'm also going to attach on my page a video where he's talking about his art. And you will not believe this street in Detroit. It's called Heidelberg Street, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and there's so much to see. And just watching the little documentary on it is very, very cool. So to get started with this face, it's very stylized. It's very primitive. I'm going to take a oil pastel. You can use anything you want. You're going to make a U and kind of a flat head at the top, a neck. It could even go all the way down. All right. Oops. Shoulders. Let's throw some ears on here. Let's make a big open mouth. His images, they were always smiling. They were always happy and smiling, or your eyes. So when you start this, I'm going to use acrylics. You can use tempera paint. You could even use watercolor paint if you'd like. It's basically up to you and what you have at home. So I'm going to paint my face purple. And I'm going to give it a nice, even coat because I want it to dry rather quickly. I'm going to have to do this video into little segments because it would be boring for you all to sit here and watch Miss McMurtry's paint dry. Correct? Correct. So by brushing this on, and I'm using a flat brush. If you don't have a flat brush, it's okay. You can still work that paint in. By doing this, it's going to give it a nice, even coat, and it will dry pretty much all at the same time because it's the same thickness. I'll go ahead and paint this. I have a new messy mat underneath my artwork here because you know Miss McMurtry is messy. This allows me to go right off the edge, okay? And your painting does not have to be perfect. Do you notice my lines are kind of scratchy here and there? I'm not in it for perfection. This, like I said before, it's very primitive, kind of folksy. So you can, while this is drying, actually, you could take your next brush and paint your background color. Go ahead and go right next to it. Even if it gets a little bit into your first color, that's okay. Because we're gonna be doing a lot with your background anyway. Okay, so if you get a little bit of purple in your yellow, it's no problem. See, there you go. Just gives it a little bit of variety. So you can go all the way around. And I'm doing this like at warp speed for you guys. because the longer these videos are, the longer it takes them to load. I know, this is kind of weird right now, isn't it? I really, really miss being in the classroom with you guys. I would much rather be in front of you and watching you, or sitting on the floor doing this, and doing it with a video camera. Okay, so now you have this color. Looking pretty good. You can always add, let's see, I'm gonna squirt out a little bit of green. Let's make my background maybe like a little bit, come on, a little limey. You could always put some color here and there. Okay. Add it in. Do whatever you like. I love painting like this. It's very expressive and it's just fun. There's never really a right or a wrong, and you never know how it's going to turn out basically. So we're going to let this dry for a few minutes and then we'll come back. Okay, now that my background and my face are pretty much dry, we're going to start layering some different elements for this face. So I think I'll go ahead and paint the eyes so they have a chance to dry. I think I will use yellow and just put a quick coat, and that's probably almost dry, okay? Now, around mine, I used black paint to kind of offset it. This time I'm going to use a little nub of an oil pastel, and I'm just going to kind of put some sketchy lines in here and go around my face, because remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, I'm going to put some crazy teeth in it too. He's going to be smiling big. And let's see, I'll wait. Maybe I'll go around the eyes now. I can do that. Okay. I could always add eyelashes. Now, we'll let that sit for a second. I think I'm going to put some red around his mouth. I just like those red lips. I think they look cool. Like I said, this is very loosely painted. There is nothing, there are no mistakes, put it that way. Okay, it's supposed to look very folksy. Okay, I may put red in his eyes. Okay, I may go back and change all that. Let's see, how about a nose? I do like that white that I did earlier on this one, so I think I'm going to put white in there as well. It just kind of breaks it up a little bit from all that color. And here I am, dipping right out of the jar. Well, here's my nose. Okay, let's see, do I want to put white anywhere else? I could always put white in the ears if I wanted to, because I have it on my paintbrush. I could always add some white here around the lips. Okay, that way it actually makes your red paint a little bit more opaque so you can't see through it. I might do that to the eyes too, just give it a little variety. So now we're gonna start adding more colors. I think I'll go with a darker blue now. Maybe I'll go around his eyes a little bit. See what I get. Like I said, there's no right or wrong to this type of painting. It's more about expression. It's how you feel. You might do one of these and you're having a bad day, missing everybody, and you use a lot of blue color. Like he might be sad. I could add blue here. Add blue here. And I could make a blue nostril right there. Nothing wrong with that. And you hear my dogs barking in the background. Imagine that. I'm going to take some orange. Let's put some orange hair on this guy, I think. Might look cool. And we'll just kind of give it a little brush stroke here and there. So he's coming together. He might not have hair at all. Some of Tyree Guyton's just had that flat head at the top. And I'm putting a little bit of red in here. Why not? Okay. So let's see what else we can do with this guy. I think I will add, I think I'll get a little bit of black paint. I may go around his nose a little bit and see what we get. And I'm using the side of my brush, okay? And remember, your lines, they're not perfect. They're not straight. They don't have to be. Might put some pupils in the eyes a little bit. I might put eyelashes up here. I might just kind of go around the mouth a little bit. But these are, like I said, they're very stylized. They're very folksy looking. Okay. He does look happy. You come back in and put some more black back there in the hair. Give it just a little oomph. You can always take your black paintbrush and make your lines thicker if you want to. This is just fun. There's, like I said, there's no right or wrong. We could even put something down here and add a different color so it looks like maybe he's got a shirt on or some clothing. Oh, what color's gonna, maybe some red. And I'm not even getting on the whole, there's his shirt. All right, now your background. His portraits or his paintings were very inspirational. They were actually called The Faces of God. That's what he called his face series. And I used the words happy. I did hashtag happy and love. You could do, you could paint words on here. You could take oil pastels and do kind of a graffiti. So this guy is obviously got a big smile on his face. So I'm going to write the word smile. And it doesn't have to be nicely printed. Shoot, I could write it with my left hand. Make it really cool. Check that out. You could always go back with a little black paint. Give it some, give it a little edging. Kind of a little stroke around there. You were on the computer. Okay, remember we're painting, it's kind of rough. It's not perfect. This is not a precise self-portrait. Okay, so you could go around that however you'd like. Maybe you added some type of shapes in the background. I like the heart because I think his portraits were very happy and inspirational. So, you know, why not make some crazy hearts? And these are oil pastels. You can do the same thing by using probably crayons. I'll grab a couple crayons here. And do not fret if it is not perfect. It's not supposed to be. This is very expressionistic. Remember that word? Very loosely drawn. Okay, hey look, put some purple wings on that baby. Why not make it go off the page? I like the purple because it actually looks pretty good with his face, doesn't it? Accents it. So I might take that little brush again. Let's see, put my water. Please tell me I didn't just mess up this very brand new apron. So I might go around this. You don't even have to use black paint. What could you use? Where's my nub oil pastel? Get that oil pastel in there. Make those details. Give it some motion lines, okay? You can still go back and add elements from the newspaper or cut out letters. It's totally up to you. I do like highlights in my eyes, and you guys always know that because I'm always telling you, I said, give them a little highlight. So just take the end of your brush and dab a little white here and there. You also can take a little white if you want and add some brush strokes here and there just to give it a little variety. Okay. So there you have it. There is your Tyree Guyton inspired face. I love these. I love this way of painting, and I'm probably going to do some more in my studio. So I hope you enjoyed this. This has been one of my favorites that I